Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is MsNoBuntu, DIVAA, divinely inspired, vibrantly anointed. I just wanted to say hello because I'm missing you, but I'm so busy. Life is so busy. I'm working on a dissertation, so I don't have a lot of time to do anything on the channel, but I'm missing you. And I keep hearing from you in the comments and in the messages. So I just wanted to come here to say hello and to welcome also people who have subsequently, since the last time that I did upload here on the channel, who subsequently subscribed to the channel and have started to watch the videos in retrospect and comment. It's all very interesting and it's all so much fun to just meet all of you in the comments section. So I just wanted to come back here and say hello and just give you a short update and a number of other things. Short update is that Iyanla Fix My Life reviews and insights from me are going to be commencing again when Iyanla Fix My Life returns in April. I will also begin immediately to do those reviews and thoughts and insights as I was doing before they went on hiatus. Secondly, I am again in the midst of writing an entire dissertation, so I am very busy. I don't have a lot of time for things I love to do, such as this channel, but I will make time. I try to make time as often as I can. So thirdly, I've had a lot of comments from people commenting particularly on one video. I mean, there's comments on other videos, but there is particularly a lot of traffic in the how to recognize the traits of a womanizer video, and people keep saying bring more videos, but I'm not quite sure what more you want me to say about how to recognize a womanizer. So what I will do in this video is that I will go into perhaps sharing with you how to untangle yourself from being in relationship with a womanizer, how to break that soul tie with a womanizer. And it's mostly about believing their actions more than what they say, believing their actions more than who they say they are, just watching their actions. Let me give you an example. I once had a friend, friends for a very long time. She was a bit of a gossip, a lot of a gossip, and she would just move people's news and just personal business like it was water, you know, and except she didn't do that with her own business. And I remember one time telling her something very personal to me, and for the first time in years of friendship, saying to her specifically, please don't tell anyone, I don't want anyone to know. What did she do? She went and told everybody that she felt like would need to know this information, even though I explicitly told her not to tell this information. And I called her out on it, and she kind of tried to brush it under, you know, the rug and say, oh, I was so excited, and, you know, and it was such good news, whatever, you know. And I said, but it's not okay because I asked you not to tell anyone. But she kind of she glossed over the violation that it was, violation of trust that it was. And so from that day on, I realized that I had this bond to her. I was entangled with her, and I had this tie in my soul to her that painted her in a certain light. I understood her as a certain person, but that how I understood her was an illusion. It was a perspective through rose-colored glasses. And from that particular day that I found out that she spread personal information about my life that I didn't want people knowing, something happened in me that I took off those rose-colored glasses and I put them to the side. And for some time, I started to really watch her for who she was and what she was doing. And I learned interesting things that I had been blinded by up until then. I learned that she was a gossip. I learned that no one's information was safe. I learned that she had told me very personal things about people that were probably things that she shouldn't have told me. I learned that she was not reliable in rainy weather. She was a fair weather type of friend. I learned that as it pertained me, she was not on my team. She was on her team and on the team of any other person that she felt like was in a better position than me to be teamed up with. I also learned that she was one of those people who was a straddler, who never takes sides. Even if something is explicitly wrong, she's never going to be the person that says, now we're all friends now, but friend, you're wrong for doing this to friend X, you know? And I'm not taking sides, I'm not doing favorites, but you're wrong for what you did. She was never going to be that kind of person who would stand up for you. I learned a lot of other things. And this is to say to you, when you find these traits in this person that you might suspect is a womanizer, first thing to help you to unravel and to break that tie, that soul tie that you have with them, is to take off your rose-colored glasses as it pertains to them and put them to the side and begin to watch their actions closely. And a person's actions will tell you exactly who they are. And to watch these actions and write notes. So-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. This tells me this about so-and-so when they do this. This tells me this about so-and-so when they do this. And believe what you see. Believe what they communicate through their actions more than believing what they communicate through their empty words. Because anybody can say that they're an apple tree, but if they keep bearing lemons, sis or bruh, you a lemon tree. And believe people's actions. And I would say that's how you begin to untangle yourself, because with then every betrayal, with every incongruency that you find, when they say this, but they do something else in their actions, they say they this and then they do something, with every accumulation that helps to build a case against the bond, against the entanglement, against the intimacy. It helps to build a case to convince that, oh, the bond is not that tight. Oh, the intimacy is not that deep. Oh, the soul tie is not that tight. I was in business with someone for some time, and I also considered them to be friends, you know, and very close friends and a very good friend. When we're having good times, they were really great times. But I realized in retrospect that I was friends with this person, but this person was never friends with me. It's the same with a womanizer. You're a woman who's availing yourself to a man, thinking that you are working towards a relationship, working towards an engagement, working towards a marriage, whatever the stage that you're at. And they're not in relationship with you. You're just a revolving door. They're not in relationship with you. They're in relationship with what they can get from you, whatever the service is. However you are meeting a want, a desire, a vice that they can fulfill through you, that's what they like you for. They don't like you. They like you for what you can do for them. Maybe you're giving them sex. Maybe you're cooking for them. Maybe you're washing clothes. Maybe you're giving them sex after midnight. Maybe you are giving them compliments. Maybe you are, whenever they want to run away from debtors, you take the phone call and you have that fight. Whenever they want to run from other girls and other women, you take on their fights and you fight girls on the street for them, and they don't have to fight any fights. Whatever it is that you serve, whatever supply that you bring into their lives, that's what they like you for. They don't like you for you. They like you for what you do for them. So you are in a relationship and you're thinking you're building and you're thinking that you're investing, but they're not invested in anybody but themselves and what they can get from you and what they can suck dry from you to benefit themselves. Understand, this is how a womanizer operates. A womanizer is fundamentally a narcissist. It's a leech. What can I get from you? Let me suck you dry of life and then leave you dry. or pout when you don't give me what I want, or act hurt and like a wounded dog when you say no to me. You know you're dealing with someone toxic. You know you're dealing with someone who's using you and getting more from you than what you are getting from them. This is how you begin to untangle. Build a case. Watch only their actions. Watch only their actions and build a case about what their actions really communicate, what their actions really reveal. The evidence will help undo that entanglement. The evidence you gather will help undo that soul tie. The evidence will help undo that entangled intimacy that's hard to separate. The evidence of their actions will help undo all of that, because you'll see that you've been betrayed over and over again. You'll see that you've been believing a lie over and over again, that you've been convincing yourself of an illusion and a lie for a long time, and that you've been living a lie. And the moment that you are clear about the fact that you've been living a lie and that you've been betrayed, you've been misused, you've been used, then there's no way all that evidence stacked up against the illusion. It's the illusion is not going to stand. And the evidence is what brings down the illusion. The evidence is what breaks the rose-colored glasses, because the evidence is undeniable. It's undeniable. And it's either you're going to look at the evidence and go on letting yourself be used, or you're going to look at the evidence and make adjustments. Exit. Change your position in relation to that person. Change your access. Change their access. Change their access to you. Because that's the other thing. They always have access to you, but you always don't have access to them. You only have access to them when they want you to have access to them, but they always have access to you. Change that. Change how they access you. Change your position in relation to them. And you begin to then untangle from being tangled with them. You begin to be unbound from being bound to them in a soul tie. That will come apart. And literally, when you find someone is a womanizer, when you do this, when you cut off all communication and you don't allow them to access you in the ways that they would access you previously, it changes the game. No matter how you attempted to answer their call this one time or respond to whatever they're saying, cut them off. Get rid of pictures, delete them, and block them from all your social media platforms. Make sure that you go private on IG. Make sure that on Facebook you block them. Make sure that every time they show up anywhere on your social media, you block them and report them, and everything that belongs to them that is with you, get rid of it. Get rid of it. This is really just an exercise in exterminating the womanizer from your life. You don't get rid of a womanizer from your life, keeping them around, allowing them access, allowing them the same kind of services from you, whatever these services that they're getting from you, whatever it is, whatever supply they're getting from you. You don't get untangled from them, still allowing them to get exactly what they targeted you for. You have to withhold. You have to cut ties. You have to cut access. You have to cut everything that gives them access to you. Phone, don't answer their phone calls. You don't have to change your number, but don't answer their phone calls. You don't have to change your email, just don't answer their emails. Every time that they send you email, report it as spam, so that every time they send you an email, it goes straight to spam and that you don't even see it. Exterminate them from your life, remove them. And the less contact you have with them, the more whatever tie that is so tight will come loose. The more every kind of intimacy that you have that's so tight and bound that you have with them will come loose. And over time, even though you want to kind of talk to them, you want to kind of interact with them, that need will decrease over time. it'll decrease over time, and it'll get to a point where it's at zero, and you don't need anything from this person, no want anything from this person, and there is nothing that will draw you back to being in interaction or even in relationship with that person. It's an active exercise to get rid of a womanizer in your life. It doesn't just happen on its own. It's about you cutting ties after you see exactly who they are by watching their actions very closely, and getting rid of the illusion of who you think they are, the imagination, the rose-colored, romanticized imagination of who you think they are. Get rid of that. And then cut ties, cut access, cut communication. It'll hurt if it does, sure. You'll miss them, you'll miss the things that are nice about them, sure. But over time, you'll find that it is better to be without those things than be in a toxic situation where you are giving and pouring and you're just being sucked dry. So it's up to you to get yourself out. Again, I constantly appreciate you tuning in and coming back to this channel. If you are new, welcome. I will see you again next time. Bye.